Hey, it's Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today we're looking at a Golf Autobahn. GTI means it goes fast. Most enthusiasts have used the Volkswagen Golf and its performance variants as the benchmark for the hot hatch category. The 2019 Golf GTI is the metric by which all others will likely be compared, which puts the GTI in a tough spot. Luckily, the Golf GTI Autobahn that I drove lived up to those expectations. The Volkswagen Golf GTI takes a basic VW Golf, already a well-rounded compact hatchback, and adds more underhood muscle and a better suspension. This formula has served VW well and continues for 2019, but with a little more horsepower, a new transmission, and some added bling. Chief among the changes found with this 2019 model year are in the engine, transmission, and drivetrain. The Golf GTI's 2.0-liter turbocharged engine receives 8 more horsepower, making 258 in all, thanks to a little bit of tuning. It also gets a new transmission option, upgrading the 6-speed automatic to a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. More importantly, the 2019 Golf GTI now has a mechanical limited slip differential as standard equipment. The Golf GTI has a reputation for being a good handling street car. It corners nicely at speed and feels confident on the twisty roads. The upgrades added this year bring more of that. The HP edition doesn't do much in terms of perceptible change for the driver, but the upgraded transmission and addition of limited slip mean more confidence in the turns. Adding on the adaptive suspension dampers found in the SE Experience package and the Autobahn as I drove it model really takes it up a notch. For most everyone, the 2019 Golf GTI is a solid handling, fun little car. Enthusiasts are likely to swap out the standard all-season radials for something more sticky in order to carve out all the performance the little hatch can give. That could limit usefulness in some climates, but for true enthusiasts, semi-annual tire swaps for better summer performance is kind of the norm. It does take a little time to get used to the odd turbo lag the Golf GTI has, though. Power delivery begins to peak at only about 1500 RPM, but there's a half-second pause before the turbos really kick in. Enough that it's perceptibly hesitant. The trick is to learn to keep the engine at or near 12 to 1300 rotations and kick in the turbo more quickly on acceleration. Most should be able to squeeze sub-7 second 0 to 60 mile/hour sprints once this is mastered. That quick acceleration is augmented by strong cornering capability. The defining point of a hot hatch outside of over-norm power delivery is in the agility of the small wheelbase in the compact. Steering inputs for the GTI are varied according to drive mode and dynamics. Faster the vehicle's going, the heavier the steering feel. This isn't unusual in sporty vehicles, and it gives a strong feeling of control to the driver. The 2019 Golf GTI has a natural feel about its dynamics that also boosts confidence in the curves. There are limits to these points, however, namely its speed. At higher speeds, the understeer and body roll common to smaller front-wheel drive vehicles comes to the fore in the Golf GTI. The limited slip differential helps with this, but can only do so much, so the GTI is naturally speed limited in the turns due to its overall design. Outside of the racetrack, most drivers are not likely to push those limits that much, but performance junkies will need to learn the car's limitations before they push it too hard. The highest selling point for the 2019 VW Golf GTI to me is in its daily usefulness as a driver that also happens to have performance options outside of that. As in everyday, the Golf is a great hatchback with lots of versatility and a usable nature. Ergonomics are good, and comfort is generally well done. There are some caveats in the trade-offs made for the performance capabilities, and some may not like the austerity of Volkswagen interiors. For those looking at a hot hatch, however, those trade-offs are probably not big concessions. The sport-centric nature of the 2019 Golf GTI means that it's not as smooth or road-absorbing as our more conventional cars, including the standard VW Golf. Inside, the Golf has a typically Volkswagen simplicity to its design. Function makes form in a VW interior, and the Golf GTI is definitely on that trend. Seating is comfortable and controls layout is intuitive, but the distinct lack of design offsets, even in the top-shelf Autobahn trim, may not appeal to some. In all, the 2019 Volkswagen Golf GTI is a fun little hatchback that builds on the legacy of the GTI brand. Since the 1980s, the Golf GTI has defined hot hatch as a category, and the 2019 model keeps that going. This has been Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com. Talk to you again soon.
Subscribe.